Hello, Scream fans. Want to play a game? Today, I am going to be ranking all 7 Scream movies from my least favorite to favorite. I will start out by saying all of these films are watchable. There is not a single Scream I would not sit down and watch. Having said that, that just shows how strong Scream is as a franchise. You have a lot of horror series that go off the rails or have a significant drop in quality in terms of storytelling or characters or something, right? Like there's always that one that's just like, oh, we don't talk about that one. We don't talk about Bruno. So and I'm also trying to get rid of recency bias. I just saw Scream 7 last night with a friend of mine, and afterwards we both had a lot to say. So I'm going to be both ranking these and kind of giving my reviews for each movie. So starting off in last place is Scream 3. Now, when you hear about the behind the scenes stuff, this movie's crazy, right? Initially, Stu Macher comes back leading a cult of Ghostface, but with real life Columbine happening, that had to be axed. I just wish they would have kept that in their back pocket for the future and decided to bring Stu back, because it would be cool to have a Ghostface that returns, right? That's one thing they say in Scream 5. There's no Michael Myers. There's no returning Ghostface in this franchise. And it would be incredible to have one Ghostface survive, get injured, or be revealed at the end of one film and be the big bad in the next one. So do like a two-parter. I would love to see that with the Scream series. Them to take a leap and decide to have some mastermind pulling the strings. And I'll get to. I'm gonna write this down. There's a theory. Part of it I read online. I added to it, but there was a theory about Scream 5 that I really liked, and I wish they would have went with it because it would have been incredible. Uh, I'm writing this down as we speak. Okay, so Scream 3, cameo galore, right? So that part was fun. You have Carrie Fisher in there, Jay and Silent Bob. You have a lot of big cameos throughout the film. That was cool. The humor was funny. They made up for not being able to be a lot of carnage or gore with their comedy and cameos. To me, though, it is my least favorite of the franchise. It just does not hit with me as much as the others. So I put Scream 3 in last place. In sixth place is Scream 2. Now, following the original, there was a lot of hype and anticipation. I really enjoy the theater scene in Scream 2. I also really like the car scene where they're trying to escape from Ghostface out of the car. And this one was a fun one. I think 2, I plan on eventually rewatching the series and re-ranking them after seeing them close together again. But I remember watching 2 and thinking this is good. Red herrings were great, the reveal was good, and the killers were absolutely unhinged and had some crazy logic as to why they were doing all of this stuff. So, and then going to college campus, wow, like what a thing. And I still have yet to watch the Scream TV show. I've heard mixed reviews, but I've heard is some good in there to enjoy. So that was 7th, 6th. Coming in 5th place is Scream 7. Now, here's the thing. This would be much higher if it wasn't for a couple of factors. Um, I tried to put the controversy aside and just focus on the film itself. The opening to Scream 7 is absolutely incredible. I loved it. I absolutely loved the opening. It might be one of the best openings in Scream history. That part was solid. The kills were great. Brutal. Absolutely awesome. Ghostface in this was unhinged and did not give a crap. Um, you have some familiar faces coming back, and the whole movie, you're like, okay, is Stu Macher really alive? Is Stu really alive? And is he the mastermind this whole time pulling the strings? And the whole movie, you're hoping you're going to get Stu, and they do give us Stu in a way, and it was really cool the way they did it, bringing back some familiar faces through AI. That part I did like. I was not against it. The problem is, you've been dangling this carrot in front of us for a long time, right? Stu might be alive, okay, because he might just be scarred. And knowing what we know about Scream 3, that they were going to make him come back, I wish at the end of 7 we would get revealed that Stu is alive and that he's coming for Sydney in part 8. That would have been like the best finale to this, is you show Stu behind a computer and the real Stu is there, or Stu's alive but he's not trying to kill anymore. He has changed. He went through help. He was he realized he was wrong, and he actually helps the team later on. Something along those lines. Either he's the killer mastermind getting revenge, or he's actually a good dude now. Either way, I would have loved to have seen that. However, the strong parts of this film is the mother-daughter, Sydney, and her daughter Tatum, named after her friend, and Tatum wanting to know more about her mom. The thing that was awesome. The thing that brings us down a little bit are two things. One, your friend group does not get enough screen time, and I know this is about Sydney more than it is her daughter. It's the passing of the torch, but um, the friend group, while the characters were interesting, I wish we would have had a little more time with them. If this would have been another 10-15 minutes for more character development, I wouldn't have minded a 2-hour, 15-minute runtime. We didn't get enough character development with the friend group to care about them more, although I thought a couple of the characters had some really good potential to be in the franchise and strong characters later, so that would have happened. Uh, and then the reveals, we got very little screen time with the Ghostface. I won't say who they are, but we had very, very little screen time with Ghostface. One of them was very obvious. The other one I suspected, but I will be honest in saying I wasn't sure. It's just a lot of people look guilty, and but I did call one of them automatically, and the other one I was very suspicious of. And there were like 2 or 3 other people it could have been. But good to see Mark back. Good to see Sydney back. Also, Chad and Mindy bring this up some, seeing them back, because I love the Core 4. They're my absolute favorite part of the franchise. I have a soft spot for the Core 4. And yeah, 7 was still a very solid film. It is by no means bad. It did some things I really liked, and there were some things I thought could have been better, but I'm not going to crap all over this film because I still think it's a very solid outing. Coming in 4th place is Scream 5. Now, this one opens with Tara, played by Jenna Ortega, getting attacked. And she's on the phone and she's doing trivia. Another one of my favorite openings. It's also one of the only, I think it might be the only opening where the victim survives. She's injured, but she survives. Now, here was the theory I will tell you about Scream 5 that would have blown my mind. This is why this is middle of the pack, right? Out of 7, this is in 4th place. Okay, so here's the deal. In the beginning, when Tara is attacked, the theory I would have loved to explore is that it's neither Amber or Richie that attacks Tara. This was a different Ghostface, that Stu attacked Tara. Here's my logic. Stu attacks Tara. What you find out is later on, it's not revealed that Stu is at the end behind the mask till the very end of the film, but he survives. What you find out is that Stu did not clone the phone or hack the phone or hack the smart lock pad to get in. That he was dating Tara's mother. And the reason he had access was because those two had spent time together while Tara was out without her knowing. So it would be revealed at the end of 5 that Tara's mom and Stu are working together, but we don't actually see. We see 2 people, 2 Ghostface at the end. We only see Stu behind a computer. We hear his laugh and everything. And then in Scream 6, you would have tried to figure out who was working with Stu, and come to find out it was Stu and Tara's mom. Now that would have been amazing. I would love to see it go that direction. In Scream 5, kills are great. The hospital scenes, Jenna Ortega is such a great actress. The whole time I'm like, please don't hurt her. Like, I feel bad for her because she's just trying to survive and crawl and she's in a wheelchair. She's already bloody and cut up and still recovering in the hospital. And you also have Dewey, who really comes in and has a hell of a job and does a hell of a job in this one. David Arquette. You have Dewey and Gale reuniting after they've been divorced, and they had a lot of emotional power there. Also, Sam and Tara becoming the new big bads in Scream, the final girls. Sydney comes in and helps, so does Gale, but then you shift your focus to Tara and Sam, Chad and Mindy, the core four we established. So I absolutely love Scream 5, and I really liked Amber and Richie as Ghostface. I thought Amber was really unhinged. Turns out the one Ghostface that I really find attractive or the one woman like I find super attractive in Scream 5 ends up being Ghostface. But yeah, shout out to the whole cast. I really love this one. And Amber was perfectly played here. For some reason, my brain's not working, and I cannot think of. Give me 1 second here, guys. I hate when I feel like I should know something, but I don't. Mikey Madison delivers as Amber in this one. One of my favorite parts of this, and the reveals were epic. In third place is Scream 4. Now, Scream 4. This was a very good film. It was very brutal, and Scream 4 had one of the biggest twist reveals in Jill, and she was merciless, right? I mean, there's a scene where she shoots her ex-boyfriend right in the you know what, and I was like, oh my god, this girl's crazy. I really liked the way Jill gets a lot of screen time, and her character is really cool and easy to root for. And then the big twist that, oh shit, Sydney's cousin is Ghostface. Oh my god, I didn't see that coming. That was really cool. I really liked it. Now, the other Ghostface reveal kind of falls flat on his face, right? Charlie, that's the weak part of this film, is that Ghostface reveal. But the kills were brutal. This was like a, hey, we're back and we're allowed to go brutal again, and they amped it up because of not being able to do that in Scream 3. I feel like Scream 4, what makes this so good is the Ghostface reveal. Jill being, it is so shocking, and she almost gets away with it. If she would have played her cards better, maybe in the hospital, she might have survived this one and came back later. But I really thought this was very solid. In second place, and let me say this, these two are interchangeable for me. Depending on the day, I could go either one. I could flip the top two. But in second place, as of today, Scream 1, the original, the opening kill with Drew Barrymore. You think this is going to be about her, and then she's killed off right away in an epic sequence. Absolutely brutal, absolutely awesome. Billy and Stu, the best, in my opinion, duo when it comes to Ghostface. I really enjoy the original. You have the rules explained by Randy. You have the reveals that, oh my god, the boyfriend is Ghostface, and then Sydney facing Stu and Billy in the house was awesome, establishing Sydney as the final girl, Dewey and Gale, them sparking their interest in each other. Just so many great things here, almost a perfect film. I absolutely love the original Scream, and there's a reason why a lot of people still talk about it to this day, because and then the scene in the video store with Randy, Billy, and Stu. Matthew Lillard playing this quirky, off the wall, just crazy, insane Ghostface was absolutely incredibly fun. And the nostalgia of being able to go back and watching this puts it in my top two. And in first place, Scream 6. Now, I will say the Ghostface reveals are not as strong as some of the other movies. I enjoy the motives and I enjoy the Ghostface reveals overall, but what makes this number one to me, I am a big Core 4 fan. Jenna Ortega is my favorite actress, obviously. Her and Barrera and Chad Mindy, those four, the chemistry they have, you can believe that they are a family with those four. You really can believe it. Tara and Chad having a thing, really liked that. Mindy really felt bad for her. She has this really cute girl with her, and she gets killed off. The ladder sequence, so brutal. I'm not a heights person, so it scared the shit out of me watching that. Whenever they're on top of the ladder trying to get to the other side of the apartment buildings, I absolutely was grabbing on to my seat because I'm not a heights person. And I saw this with a group of friends of mine, and it was one of the last times we were able to go as a big group like that. We had four of us, and let's just say, what a theater experience. I was recovering from surgery, so I wasn't really allowed to do much except for sit around. And I thought, you know what? I've been in the apartment too long. Let's get out and go see a movie. And I enjoyed the hell out of this. Um, the Ghostface was brutal, right? They're in New York City, Ghostface with a shotgun, the subway sequence with all of the costume party characters and changing out all of the horror Easter eggs and everything. Awesome. People are still talking about that. The way they changed it made it feel fresh. They're in this new city. They're out of Woodsboro now, and Ghostface is followed them and nobody is safe. I absolutely love this one. The kills are brutal. Um, Gail nearly dying was very scary because you're like, well, Dewey's gone. What is going to drive her at this point? What does she have left to live for? And I'm glad she survived. She has a weak pulse and survived. Kirby coming back into the fold, a underrated character from Scream 4. She finally gets her just dues in Scream 6, and we hadn't seen the actress around as much lately. I remember there for a while. She was in like I Love You, Beth Cooper, and a lot of other films, and then she just sort of vanished. So to see her come back into the spotlight was amazing. The scene where we got to see all of the like the Ghostface warehouse, was just amazing. I was awestruck by watching and going, oh my god, look at all of that from previous Scream films. So Scream 6 sits in my top spot quite easily, but once again, I go between 1 and 6 as my top two just because they're both great. 4 and 5, the same could be said, as some days I would say 5 I like better, other days 4. And then 7, 2, and 3, we'll see what happens. But I'm going to be inviting some friends of mine to do a Scream marathon at some point, and I will revisit this ranking with my friends with me. So that is going to be something to look forward to, guys. Please share your ranking from your least favorite Scream to your favorite Scream in the comments. If you haven't seen 7, that's okay. You can leave that one out, but at least give me the first 6 in order if you have not seen 7. Let's get the conversation going. What were your favorite Ghostface? Who are your favorite characters overall? Do you have any favorite moments or kills in the series? I would like to hear from you. As always, thank you for watching Broship of the Nerds.